Today we're talking about Claude Skills, showing you how to set one up that's super easy, how Claude Skills can give you back 10 hours a week, especially if you do YouTube videos. And the reason that most coaches, founders, business owners stay stuck on the content hamster wheel, having to post every single day, it's not a lack of ideas, not a lack of effort, it's a lack of a system that stops you burning out. See, content creation, as we know, is super hard. You got to come up with an idea, you got to come up with recording notes, you got to come up with amazing titles for your videos, intros, thumbnails, slides, then record the video and actually edit the thing. It's crazy hard. So we can make this so much easier with Claude Skills. I've been building software and systems for clients like Disney and Amazon for over 25 years now. I live and breathe this stuff all day long. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so the best way to do this is to show you what is possible with Claude Skills. And look at this right now. This is the intro that we kind of just went through. I rambled it a little bit. This is a web page of recording notes for any YouTube video you create that can be created in just minutes with Claude Skills. So basically, you can go ramble and just walk the dog or whatever, go ramble the next video idea. And Claude Skills will turn this into beautiful recording notes with a writing structure here, what, why, how. This is just one use of Claude Skills that is crazy. This crazy landing page right here was also created by Claude. I worked a lot on the Claude skill to be able to build such a beautiful landing page like this. Probably the best landing page I've ever built. But by the way, this is actually real. This is running right now. So you can actually go get the skill I was talking about. It's even got some animation in the background. This thing is really cool. You can go to this page and go get the free skill right here so that you can test this out too for your next YouTube video. Link is in the description for that. But you can see here we've created a beautiful landing page. It blows my mind. It's crazy. Like, it built this animation. Here's a testimonial thing that I built as well. These are real clients and it animated this for me. Let me show you what else we can do with this. We can get it to obviously build AI images for us based on the content that we're recording. But more importantly, look at this presentation engine here, so I'm going to do a whole nother video about how to make presentations for your YouTube video. But you can see here the slides it generated. And what if I tell you all of that was generated just from Claude Skills by me rambling my video idea while I was walking the dog for maybe 5-10 minutes. And then it went off, all the different skills went off and created everything for me. All right, so you can see I'm excited about this because literally this has changed my whole business. I went off and built my whole business on these skills. So imagine they are like Lego blocks, and we'll get to that in a second, that do tasks for anything that you want or anything that AI potentially could do. If it's digital, there's a good chance that AI can do it for you. Okay. So basically, what is a skill? It is, just think of this like basically a text document. It's called an MD file, markdown file. So that is like a formatted document. Let me show you. So have a look at this one here. So this is in my Claude desktop app. So if you haven't got a Claude desktop, first step is go get that. We'll get to how to set all this up in a minute. Go get the Claude desktop app and you'll see the skills that you have installed right here. And they're in the customized section and then skills. And you'll see this is an MD file. So it's basically just a text file in like natural language. We just have a conversation to create this with Claude. You don't even have to type this. You don't have to create anything here. You just have a conversation with Claude. And I love voice mode. Voice mode is the hack to do this really quick. And back and forth, and you design whatever skill you want in just a normal human conversation. And then it will go off and create this file for you. You can add more detail to it. You can improve it. You can iterate on it. But it's basically just a document. Now, some skills get more advanced. Like some of the ones I built, they have other reference files, like other MD files of extra knowledge. So you can have a special skill such as, well, I've got YouTube Einstein as a great example. So this is basically a knowledge base of how to do amazingly powerful hooks, visual hooks, like how to do powerful intros, and it has a whole bunch of other files. But let's keep this really simple. And today we're going to be creating this recording note skill that I showed you. So you can go download it in the description, but today we're going to show you how to make a basic version of that recording note skill. And the skill is basically a task that has a series of steps in an order to complete that task. So for the recording notes, it's basically ask the user to ramble their idea for their YouTube video. And then step 2 would be turn this into a nice formatted table that is an outline of the YouTube video using the user's ramble. And step 3, ask the user if they like that structure. Step 4, if they like that structure, then go and create like a beautiful HTML web page of the recording notes. And that's exactly what we're going to build today. So think of these like Lego blocks. So you can have a skill here for the ramble to turn that into recording notes. That would be one skill. Going to get titles for your YouTube video would be another skill. Creating a really powerful intro using script writing frameworks would be another skill. And then creating a presentation just like this. So everything is an individual task. Now, all right, so let's start building this. Go get the Claude desktop app, and I really massively recommend you get a Claude Pro account. For me, it's about like $20 a month, but I actually upgraded to the max because it was that damn good. I realized I could run my whole business on this thing. All right, and then you should be here logged in, and this is the latest one. I noticed they moved the tabs here over to the left-hand side. So just really quickly, chat is what you know from like ChatGPT or chatting with Claude on the web. It's just a chat. Think of it like a text chat back and forth. You ask it something, it gives you a pretty cool response. It can create some pretty powerful stuff like web pages, but co-work is slightly different. Co-work is where it is working and doing a lot more on your computer. So you can give it access to files, you can hook it up to all sorts of stuff on your actual machine. So it's actually building for you, and this unlocks like crazy superpowers. So today we are going to be, actually we'll just use chat for now because we're going to create a skill that creates a web page of recording notes as you saw earlier. So yeah, something like this right here. We're going to create like a basic version of this, and then you can go download the full version of this. I think, where's that web page? Yeah, just click on the link in the description. You can go and get my pro one. I spent hours actually making even an editable version of this, which is super cool. You can edit your own recording notes. Okay, so back to Claude. All right, my best tip here is use voice mode. A lot of people are using this online. Still a lot of people that are not using it. So get used to speaking exactly what you want. And because this is so conversational, you can just ramble a load of crap. You don't even have to have it organized in the way you speak to it. It will understand what you mean. And it saves me tons of time just not typing. So you can either use this guy here to speak, or I use this one here. Super Whisper. There's also one called Whisper Flow, and this is pretty good value for money and works pretty well for me. So you can just go download that, and it means that you can hold down a shortcut key and just speak exactly what you want. So I'll show you that right now. All right, hey my friend. So today we're gonna make a Claude skill. It's actually a skill demo. This is for a YouTube video, it's just a demo. So we will be creating a YouTube recording notes skill. Now, I don't want you to create it straight away. First, I just wanna discuss and go through the steps and customize the skill until it looks really good. And then at the end, we'll create the skill. But for now, let's just go through the steps. Let me know when you are ready. And by the way, I already have this skill in my Claude desktop already, but this is just for a demo to show somebody else. So don't worry about that. Okay, so all I did there was set up a little shortcut key for my Super Whisper, hold down command or press command, ramble what I need. I can sit back and grab a glass of wine if I want to, and just, it's so much easier and saves so much time. So let's fire this in here. I had to tell it that I already have this skill, so you wouldn't have to do that. That just makes, otherwise it will probably say you already have this thing. So let's see how it goes. All right, so already it's super smart. It knows I already have a skill. It's kind of asking if I want to build something similar. So I'm just going to have that conversation with it. But when you do this, you're going to be starting fresh, so you can start describing exactly what you need. So let's see here. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, we're just going to create a similar version to the one I had, but I'll just go through the steps like from scratch. So let me run through the steps now. Number one is, can you ask the user what their video is going to be about? So just ask them to give their idea, and also make sure you then ask if they have a landing page or something they're trying to sell that you want to add to this particular video. Then step two, I want you to ask the user to just go ahead and ramble anything they want about their video, and it can be as short as long as they want. And then basically we're going to turn this into a structured outline for their YouTube video, and we'll follow a really nice framework. So the framework's going to be basically for we're going to have an intro, and then always have a mini little call to action if they have a landing page just after the intro, like a really casual one. Then next, we're going to have sections of the video. So based on what they rambled, just create the obvious sections to show to the user. And then for each section, we're going to use a writing framework, such as what the thing is about, if this is for each section, what it is, why it's important, and tactically how to put it into action. So it's this what, why, how structure. And then also, after we put that into a structure, I want you to then show that output to the user. And Oh, by the way, okay, I've got all of that. See how why voice typing is going to be so much easier. Now the cool thing about voice typing as well, and AI in general, is you can just like backtrack and be like, oh, I forgot something, and you can just add something in, and it will perfectly get what you mean. So I did forget something I wanted to say here, so let me just add that in. I just paused really so I could talk to you about it. Okay, that's why I love AI. It's just like human conversation, so fun. So you gotta hook up voice mode. All right. So yeah, I forgot. So yeah, generate the sections, maybe maximum 4 or 5 sections of the video. And then I want you to make sure there is another call to action if they have a landing page at the end of the video for sure. And then ideally one midway as well. And then at the end of the video, you can either do a recap section or you can do just a plain ending. But every ending of every YouTube video is going to have a little plug to watch this video next. That's really important for people to stay on the channel for retention. So if you didn't think you could do a YouTube skill, right? So if you had any doubt that you could do build your own Claude skill, then hopefully this takes all the doubt away. We're just having a conversation. It's probably the easiest tech thing you've ever seen in your life because we just had this conversation. It creates everything for you. It will create scripts. It will create that MD file we talked about. So let's fire this away. And another thing to note is whenever you're building anything with AI, just don't go for the first thing. You'll get kind of average results sometimes. It's an iteration thing here. So we're going to build it. Then we can add bits to it later. We can keep improving it. Once you've done a skill, you can then tell it to add bits, fix bits later as well. So iterate, improve, customize it as you go. But here we're going to test run it. Okay, so let's add the final instructions that I can think of. Okay, so when the outline is done, then can you present it to the user just in a beautiful table for now, just as text on the chat. And then later on, or basically after this, ask the user if they are happy. And then I want you to prompt the user as well to say, hey, can you, do you have any stories that you want to add to any sections of the video? So give the user an opportunity to add stories, or if they want to add any metaphors to any section of the video. And this will help the video become more relatable, less AI-like, and they can add their own personal stories, or if it's a complex topic, they can add metaphors to allow it to be easier to understand. So I want to give that user, give the user always that recommendation. And then finally, just say, are you happy? If you're happy to continue for the user, then go ahead and build a beautiful dark mode HTML page of their recording notes. Now, when you create this, I want you to use that structure. So create a nice table of line by line. We're not creating a script, we're creating like an outline of their notes that are powerful so that they can record their YouTube video. And then want you to put on the left-hand side the elements. So in each section, put the what, the why, the how, the story, the metaphor, and then just label it if it's a CTA section as well. Okay, so I know that was a lot of detail because I've done this, built this kind of thing many times. So with your one, you might want to start off simple and just say, hey, can you take these ramble, the user's ramble, just start off creating me an outline of the YouTube recording notes. And then later on, you can improve it with all the other CTAs and all the bits that I mentioned as well. By the way, CTA, if you didn't know, is where we say like, click the link in the video to help you get to a landing page so that you can offer a freebie so that people can sign up for your freebie and then join your email list and eventually sell your own products and services as well. Because we're here to create businesses on YouTube and get leads, get clients, and you're serving those clients by selling something awesome to them. All right. Let's fire this away. That was a big one, but I'm going to fire it and we're going to see what happens. Maybe I need to refine it, but I kind of did everything in one step there. Okay, so it is going to, notice here, it picked up Skill Creator. So it used its own skill called the Skill Creator to start to learn how to structure the skill. And it's going to go off and kind of create that MD file once it knows exactly what we want. So it may have questions for us. Here's the flow as I understood it. Phase 1, video idea, CTA setup, what the video is about. Do you have a landing page? Offer to promote, then brain dump, ramble. So that's where you'd be walking the dog or your client's walking the dog and or just whatever in the car, and they can use this tool then to just come up with incredible ideas and ramble everything. And then it turns it into a structured notes ready to record. This is one of the most powerful skills that I use every single week for every single YouTube video. Then phase 4, meta structured outline, and Phase 4, stories and metaphors, check, and then this is it. Yeah, perfect. That's great. A few things to confirm before we write the skills. So phase 1, should we also ask the goal type? So this is because it knows my content already. It knows that I have a YouTube leads system. It knows I have a school community for this stuff. It knows the format, so it's picking up memory. Yours will be different. So it knows, should I ask if this is a leads video or a views video, and the video type. So I will say, okay, for number 1, this is just a demo. We're not actually going to keep this skill in the end, so don't worry about asking the goal type for now. For number 2, yeah, just show it in the chat right here in a kind of structured text table. Yes, and absolutely add the what, why, how in the table as well. That would be great, with section titles. And then when the user's happy, then number 3, HTML outputs. So it knows my branding. I paused that because it knows my branding already. So again, you'll be reset. So you can even ask it what kind of branding you want, what kind of style, if you want light mode, your color scheme, your company brand, you can have a nice heading on the top. You can ask it for whatever you want. Yeah, so use my M11 dark branding, just like the old skill for now. That would be amazing. Thank you for asking. You have to be polite to these things, right? Okay, let's see what happens. So right now, it's probably just go ahead and build it. Yeah, so it's perfect. I got everything I need. So the thing is building these skills with conversation with voice mode is actually really, really fun. Okay, so we have everything here is exactly what they do. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, so create something like that. Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. All right. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's build it right now, and then we'll test it out. All right, so while that is building, that will just take a minute or two. Yeah, you can go grab it right here. So that's what my one looks like. You can edit it. It's got that whole writing structure to make powerful videos. You can I added bits like you can collapse and expand these sections. It's got writing frameworks. It's got the flow that builds your call to actions in there. That's the CTAs. So it's really going to help. And I have a ton of other skills in my school community, so I'll show you that in a second. Yeah, so I'm going to throw the link to my YouTube client machine community in there as well. So there's a ton of amazing stuff in here. In fact, I just added a bunch of Claude skills here and how to create your own Claude skills in detail, how to create these easy, and then really awesome stuff around OBS as well. So if you've never heard of OBS, this is what I'm using to record this video. So I can do, let me show you layouts like this, full camera layout, this layout, share apps and stuff like that. So that is how I record my YouTube videos, and the presentation skill, this builder right here, this one right here with the presentation. So this is all in there as well, and there's tons of stuff in there, plus a community you get to speak to. So go check out the YouTube client machine, link is in the description for that one. And this is the free skill that you can just grab without needing to do anything or pay for anything. All right, back to the Claude. Cool, so it is done. So the fact that it popped up with this on the right hand side means this is the skill. This is that MD file we talked about. So again, MD file, just think of like a Word document or a Google Doc. It's just a text file with some fancy formatting stuff. For fun, let's test write this thing before we actually install it. Okay, so I can just close that here. It's saved right here almost as I think it's called an artifact, but let's speak to it again in the English conversation. So, okay, yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Let's do a live test run here so I can show my YouTube buddies, and then later on we'll save the skill, but not yet. So just so you know, you can actually download the skill here, which will download the file that we created, that MD, and that which is wrapped up as kind of a .skill file, I believe, and that allows you to install it straight away. Or you can press Save Skill, and that will install it straight away to your YouTube desktop. So basically, you have already completed the creating a skill here. And even though I talked about it a lot step by step in this video, you could really get good at this and just create skills with voice mode in just 3 to 5 minutes, and then just customize them. Even after you've saved it and installed it to your Claude desktop, you can still go and customize it. You can literally say, hey, that skill we have installed, the YouTube recording notes demo, can you go and modify blah, 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 and it will just modify it even though it's already installed. It was super, like Anthropic, which is Claude, have made things, they just changed the whole game. I would run my whole business on building these Claude skills, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Now, before we test run this, I want to show you how to actually install, or where these end up when you install them. We took a peek at it earlier. So on your left-hand side, depending on what version you have, you should have customize here, and then go to, you can either create new skills here, or you can go to skills. And so these are just a few I have installed. I have probably about like 30 or 40 different skills right now, and I have all those in another system that I'm using right now. I am not using Claude Desktop as much, but I strongly recommend this until you get to like pro level, and then you'll be using something like this, Visual Studio Code, but we'll get to that in another video. You can do tons of stuff in Claude Desktop. Right, so once you have got skills, you basically just do create skill here, and then you can upload a skill. And obviously you can download or browse skills from other creators online as well. Just a word of warning though, I heard a lot of rumors that some skills can have some bad stuff in there that leaks your information. So to make sure who you're grabbing it off, like be cautious of what is in that skill. It's a open file, so you should be able to read it and see exactly what it is saying to do. So make sure there's nothing fishy in there. Okay, back to our demo here, so it will be on the left-hand side. All right, let's run this up. So we're going to test run this now, and I'm going to come up with a cool video idea. All right, I just came up with a random cool idea on the fly about losing weight. Okay, so let's say we want to lose 20 pounds, so let's do something like this, but I want to add a unique angle, so. All right, so my video is going to be just a random topic. Don't save this to memory, but my video is going to be about losing 20 pounds in record time. So it's a fitness video, but also about nutrition as well, and step-by-step guide. And the landing page has my unique process. So I have a unique 3 or 4 step system to lose 20 pounds in record time, faster than anyone else. And I'm going to put here, this is just a test video. It's not real, so don't save any of this memory. All right, so it is going to come back. So it's actually running what the skill would look like for a real user. So imagine you're out walking the dog and you come up and you talk about your video idea, or you come up with an idea on the fly, and you just crank out to your phone in Claude about the idea. Okay, now just ramble. It says, tell me everything you want to cover in this video. So I'm just going to make stuff up about my system. All right, yeah, so we are going to lose 20 pounds in, let's say, 6 weeks. But it's a crazy system. So I have a custom app that basically it auto tracks your calories. You just take photos of your meals and it will just do everything for you and tell you what your calorie count is and tell you, and then it's like a game on the app that it will give you notifications when you're kind of getting close to your calorie range. So a lot of it is nutrition tracking with my unique app that doesn't exist anywhere else, following my unique 4-step system, 3 or 4-step system called the Crazy Fit Machine. And then this video, we're gonna say why it works every single time, in how 80% of the game of losing weight is nutrition, and then how you don't have to grind yourself at the gym all the time. So another section of the video can be exercise. You don't have to grind the gym like everyone tells you to. You have to pay your gym membership. You don't end up going, all that stuff. You just end up walking every day. So this is a nutrition plus you walk for 1+ hour every day. Walk your dog if you can, and get nature, get mental health time, improve your mental health benefits. And so these are all some of the things about the video. I think that's it for now. Maybe I'll add more later. Okay, so that was a ramble. I could have done that into my phone. I can do it wherever, and then it will save it. So let's see what it processes from that. Realistically, with my videos, I'm rambling a bit more than this, but it told me this is gold. So great. So it's already giving me the framework that I asked for. This is like the template. We can then go and ask this to lay it out a bit nicer for us, because this is a bit hard to read. But this is an example where you can go back to the skill and say, hey, create this in an MD file. In fact, let's do that just as a real example. Hey, the table is a little bit hard to read. Can you just update the skill so that it does create an MD file, which has a much nicer laid out table? Thank you. All right, so I fired that off. Now the cool thing is this is a good example of showing you how to iterate on a skill. Let's see, it's not quite what you wanted first time around, which is exactly how things are going to go. And then you keep improving. Sometimes I go around the loop like 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and then sometimes later, 2 or 3 weeks later, I think of an extra thing I can add to my skill to save me time, and so I'll do that. And now you can see here, it has updated the skill file for me in case I want to save it. And now it's going to just go ahead and generate that markdown file for me, the text file. Okay, so this is a great example because you can see now how much better this is than the text version that I assumed would be a good idea. And then later on, we're going to get this into a beautiful web page. But honestly, you could just use this as your recording notes for your YouTube skill. But have a look at this. So we have a basic intro. I have a whole skill, by the way, in the school community right here. 1 second. So there is a skill in the classroom here in the AI tools resources section that creates a really, really powerful, engaging intro for your YouTube video. And it's based on tons of proven outlier videos. All right, so we can see here, it has the mini CTA that we talked about here. Real quick, before we dive in, I've got my full step-by-step Crazy Fit Machine system link below, so you can go grab that, it's free. All right, let's get into it. So it's as easy as that. I made it, do it a casual one. Then section 1, why 80% of the game is nutrition, not the gym. Perfect. There's the what, why, how. Section 2, Crazy Fit Machine system. Maybe that's what I said. How to do it. Download the app, snap photos of every meal. Perfect. Mid CTA, super casual. How the app does the heavy lifting, section 3, because I told it not to have too many sections. Remember, ditch the gym and walk instead. So this is actually a really cool video. You could literally press record and do a pretty good job of recording this video. Combine it with my presentation skill. Again, that's in the school community. So this one here, and you can get it to generate a full presentation for you in minutes of those recording notes. So you take those recording notes and it literally generates this from that ramble recording notes. It's crazy to me. It saves so much time. Okay, so that's awesome. And it says here about stories. Do I want to add any stories? So just to save you time, I'll do a really, really quick story just to show you an example, but I won't go into much detail. Yeah, just a really, really quick story. Just add this to any section you think is relevant. So I did lose 22 pounds. I think it was last year. I did a whole massive push and it was true. Like, track calories, it was all nutrition. I was doing a lot of exercise too, but the nutrition and the walking was the perfect combination that I could maintain. And not only that, but I got to have a lot of fun times with my dog. Okay, so I'll add that story in there, but I'm also going to tell it to just go ahead and create the HTML. All right, so with that, just for this demo, let's go ahead and then create the full HTML recording notes. Perfect. All right, awesome. So I'm going to set this going. Sometimes this might take a few minutes because it's now creating like a beautiful HTML page. And while it's doing that, just so you know, just to reiterate again, this is just one Claude skill that you can create in minutes. We're test running it right now. You can create a skill for YouTube titles, for researching videos, for coming up with ideas. I've hooked it up to a software called Notion, and all of my videos are in Notion. So I've created a skill that adds ideas to Notion, and then it'll take my Notion rambles and then create all the presentation, the titles, the thumbnails, everything I need off the back of that Notion. So the whole game has changed. You are literally only limited now in your business as an entrepreneur, as a one-person entrepreneur if you choose to, just by your imagination and your creativity. And that's why this is so freaking exciting, is the whole game has changed. And believe me, I built software systems. I've been writing code for 25 years. And this is gonna just replace all of that. And so we need to jump on this ASAP. Okay, let's check on those recording notes. All right, it looks like it just finished. This is exciting. Here we go. So love that story, real relatable. And so this took me maybe 3 minutes to generate. Depends on your probably your Claude account. Again, go get Claude Pro for sure. $20 a month. What it can do for you is insanity. And as far as I'm concerned, the max, which is getting up there in the price, like 100 plus a month. If you change the perspective of what it can do for you, how many potential employees that these Claude skills can replace, it is best money you will ever spend. Trust me. Okay, so I'm going to open these recording notes in a web page. All right, so check this out. This is amazing. Now I can see it has already been cheeky, being like, hey, I know the features you built last time, such as minimizing and closing stuff. So this is very similar to the more advanced one that's in my system, because it probably checked what I did last time and added some cool features. Like it allows me, and this is the one that you get in the link in the description. You can download this for absolutely for free. And School Group has all the other skills, but you can download this one for free in that link. But it allows me to like add elements to the page. It will allow me to edit it so that when I refresh the page, it's got that saved. It's crazy. But anyway, let's have a look at this. So there's the intro we saw there. There's the beautiful structure. It pulled in my story. Real talk, I lost 22 pounds myself last year. So imagine I was recording this. I was doing exercise too, but the combination that actually worked, that I can maintain, was nutrition tracking plus walking. That is it. The gym grind was actually never the answer. So, you know, there's the little micro story that we put into that section. And then again, combine that with the presentation skill here to build a presentation around that. And your gold. So there is the whole system. It's even got a little CTA in the middle, pretty casual. And then we told it to go watch this next. So go watch this next. How to set up your first week on the Crazy Fit machine so you hit the ground running. It's also got CTA here to go grab it and link in the description. It's the fastest way to go from 0 to losing weight on autopilot. So this is crazy. This is going to save you so much time. Claude Skills, trust me, is going to change everything. These are the Lego blocks that build you a whole business, even if you're just a one-person team, a small business, medium business, large business. You can start to replace every task. You're not replacing the humans necessarily. You're replacing all of the tasks so that the humans can do supercharged, powerful superhero performance using these Claude Skills. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd super appreciate it. If there's any skills you want me to build, I'm happy to do YouTube videos of how to build them and then give you the actual skill for free as well, because I love building these things. So let me know what ideas you have and how I could go find software that hooks, joins together to make that a reality. Link in the description to the Skill community and to get the free recording notes skill and how to actually install it onto your Claude desktop. And then go watch this video next. This talks about landing pages by Alex Hormozy, which is absolutely essential that when you have your traffic going to a landing page, your viewers, then you want to nail these bits on the landing page. And yep, we're going to be building a Claude skill on landing pages very soon. And not just AI slop, but how to build like the most beautiful looking pages. So go watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next one.